All right, y'all. Welcome back to Activating the Truth in Doses. I'm your resident therapist, Jill Jackson.
Mr. I Stay Mad, LeVar Green.
All right, and we got a guest.
Yep.
Tell people who you are.
Yeah, man.
I'm Kiowa, his daughter.
All right, so we are actually coming to circle back to a topic that we talked about. We are bringing in some live action stories of people who have lived the topics that we're talking about. And so today, the one that we're going to be kind of circling back to is how to stay motivated in tough times, developing inner strength. And instantly, when we were recording that, and because of what we were talking about during the podcast, you came to mind because we knew your story, your background, and everything that happened. And so we just kind of want to, because it's one thing for us to talk about it, it's another for you all to experience and to hear from somebody who's actually been through something. I think it gives a different level of understanding to things.
Different voice too, different voice, age category. She's a little younger than us, a little bit.
She thinks she in our generation. If you watch the mini dose, if it came before or after, we'll see.
Yeah, we still deciding when to send that one out.
Just keep watching.
Right, the overcoming thing. So, from a father standpoint, I sat back and watched, and I tried to do my best on when to intervene. I'm not going to share the story, but I'll share a story, but I'll fill in the blanks if I need to. But I tried to decide on when to intervene because one thing I do like to do with my kids, sometimes we got to go in the water a little bit. And it's tough because as a parent, you never want to see a kid even looking like they're drowning, going through stress. You want them, one thing I think that a lot of parents say, I don't want my kids to go through what I went through. That's kind of not that good all the time. Mm-hmm. There are some things that can make them a little stronger, but I don't want them to have to experience every tough thing because we should be getting better as generations come on. But so we had this whole situation. She's going to go to college.
Come on, college.
Yeah, man. Gonna go to college, man. And before I continue, like, share, subscribe. I forget to say that. Go do that. Drop the comments. That's where you go to school at too. But there were some things that happened that got us to where we are now. I think we're all excited now, right? Yes. All right, you had to check, make sure.
Yeah.
So we all excited now, right? But back around January, we got some amazing news, and then February hit, and boy. So what happened? Share with us the whole how to overcome and how to stay motivated in tough times. What happened?
Let me ask: are we giving names, or
we could just say the university?
The university.
Now, if you want to say where you ultimately going, fine.
Yeah,
but we won't put them out
shade
there. Yeah, you know who you are.
Right.
You know exactly who you are. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so going into my senior year, you're looking at different colleges where you want to go, and I always said I want to go to HBCU because go Black people. Mm-hmm. So
love that, go Black people.
It's this certain school. I had multiple family members that went, and I visited to drop my cousin off, and I toured it, and I really liked it. So I was just like, oh yes, I really want to go here. Like, this is my dream school. So I applied. I took my SAT and my ACT, waiting to get the results back. I ended up getting an email saying that I got in. So, we went out to eat that night. Everybody's excited. We started looking at the dorms and the dorm tours. And we started basically planning out my whole dorm in like one day. So I'm picturing myself, going here, and I'm just so excited. So one night, I'm in my room and I get another email. So I click it, and then the email said it was a mistake. They took back the acceptance. So it was really a heart drop because it's like, dang, like that was actually crazy. And a lot of my family members, they was like, we've never heard of that happen. Like, that's really bizarre. So, we trying to navigate what should we do. Everybody's contacting the university. We're trying to like understand what's going on. How could this happen? Like, because it's really.
Let me pause you for a second.
I'm glad you did.
Okay. Go ahead. Because you're running past parts of this story that not that we want to take you back to that place, but we want people to understand. Like, talk to us a little bit about what's going on internally inside of you as you're processing. I'm there, and now I'm not there.
I ain't gonna cry. I'm a G.
But all right, G.
Okay, so yeah. So, it being your dream school, like, of course you get excited. Okay. Yeah,
go ahead.
So, you get excited. It's like, dang, I really want to go here. And then getting that news is like, dang, like, that was so inconsiderate. And I was just so mad. Mm-hmm. And it's like, of course you love God throughout the whole situation, but it's like, dang, what did I do to like make this happen? Am I good enough to get?
We all
Like, I don't know. It was just moments of self doubt. Me knowing, of course, I'm smart. Like, I got really good grades and my GPA is 4.0 go me, but it's like, dang, am I good enough to go into this school? And you're questioning yourself, but you know, still trying to trust God and trying to listen to what other people say. People give you advice. You know, when you're mad and you're aggravated, you don't want to hear nothing nobody got to say. So you're trying to be respectful because they're still adults and you know they know a little more than you. But I don't know.
Pause for a second. Listen, people.
Hey,
when people are going through something, let's not just try to push them past the moment. Like, have some compassion. It's something that hopefully you'll share later, like how you allowed her to have that moment. Because I think sometimes, and sometimes as Christian people, we're like, oh, we shouldn't feel, you got to just trust God. And we push past these very real emotions, these very real moments. And it's okay to feel those things. You get what I'm saying? It's almost like people want to nail you to the cross because you got emotions and feelings, but it's okay. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And this is a dose of truth. This whole episode gonna be one of them, because this happens because I can feel emotions. Oh boy. So I still remember that night. Yeah. And as a father, to see the university that did this, to just oops, our bad, and to see my daughter in tears, dog. Yeah. Like I was
snot dripping tears.
Yeah. Like pissed ain't the word. Y'all know me. This
shirt.
We
was ready to ride at dawn or whatever. Like
this ain't just the brand. Like this is me for real. Yeah. And y'all that hurt. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then to try even process and just to answer your question, and we'll kind of get a floor back to Kiwa real quick. I ain't say nothing. Let her cry. I ain't say it was gonna be okay. Let her cry. Figure this out later. So what can you say?
So let me ask you a question. How did you know that's what she needed?
I didn't know, Jill. Okay. This is trial and error. Listen, all y'all who think, oh, I got parenting on lock. Sure you do. Until that thing happens and you don't know what to do. I don't know. Listen, we don't know what we're doing for real. Mm-hmm. We are practicing, just like y'all medical professionals, y'all be practicing too. We don't, it's like, but the connection and the awareness that we have with God, the relationship that He has gave us this opportunity to experience, His Holy Spirit like really leads you. Yeah. There's sometimes, and y'all know I can talk. If I'm ever speechless, that's an act of God. For real. So that night, it's not that I knew, but I also knew is you need to have this moment. Mm-hmm. I already know in my head, dog, when after a few days, we like, all right, F it, let go. We got to get this thing right. Yeah. And you know what I mean? I'm a coach still in the mindset. I'm a father. I'm going to shake it off. Let's go. This ain't it because I already know the potential. But I also knew she might have needed that. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like I have a different kid with this. Mm. Like, so if something happened now, I know, oh, my baby can get through it. Yeah. She's still an emotional being. We all are. But now I feel like, oh, I got a different daughter now. As much as she says she a thug, we know she ain't no thug. But I know she can handle herself now. Yeah, I know that if a traumatic experience happens in life, we got this thing we've been saying more recently. Hey, save the mad for a real moment.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Because we be so mad all the time. Like, is that even worth it? They don't really deserve the mad. You know?
No, I've actually been doing good with that. Right. Somebody almost hit me, and I just.
She called me and everything. Oh, they let you sit in the voicemail. Yeah. Say the mad for a real moment. One that deserves it. Not to say we go off and just start doing crazy stuff, people. But even for that, like, save the talk for later. Ain't no talk right now. It's more of a when Joe lost everything. You know, his homeboys, they came over there and they ran their mouth too much after the fact, but they came in and sat. They were just
and sitting. Sometimes that's where the wisdom is. And I know, you know, for some people, I think we fall on those cliches because we are uncomfortable with other people's pain and we want to try to comfort them. But sometimes all people need is your presence to just say, I don't know how you feel, but I'm here. Right. You know, if you need me, I'm here. I can just sit with you in the ashes.
Right. Because none of us experience that. And you tell me, whoever's listening, have you experienced receiving an acceptance letter from a university early mid January, and in February getting a letter and email saying, "Oops, human error," literally like you're not
I
accepted.
had.
You're not accepted. And listen, y'all, it wasn't that the girl graduated 4.0. She was 1 point off from their test scores that they wanted, that they usually accepted anyway, but this year we're doing it different. Y'all, and didn't want to be accountable.
Yeah.
So I'm
yeah.
paused because I've been told the whole
Okay.
story. And I almost
So
feel
back
myself
to
getting
so we
Ooh.
okay. So thank
No,
you for your
boy.
vulnerability and
Of course,
for
of
really
course.
sharing your heart, because I think, you know, and not that we wanted to take you to that place of emotion, but
I did.
we want people to your daddy did, but we want people to understand that you can talk about it in a certain way now, but that's not maybe where you were then. You get what I'm saying? Okay. So you've had your moment. What happens next?
Okay, so that whole, I would say the next couple of days, I was just crying and crying because even my mom, she posted, I got in there, I posted, I got in there,
Celebrating
and it was a
everything.
lot of views. So a lot of people seen it, a lot of
Right.
people, congratulations, you know, thanking me, whatever. So once I got that email, I was just like crushed. Like, as I said, questioning, was I good enough to get in? Because, like, I meet the requirements. I was 1 point off for the math ACT, I think it was.
Right. Just for out of
But
state.
if I stayed in Florida,
She was
oops,
good.
it's yeah. I
We
was
ain't
good.
gonna say it's
My bad, I
they in
didn't-
Florida.
Hey, it's
If I
a
stayed in that
place
state,
in Florida.
There's a lot of
We didn't
It's
say
a
it.
lot,
There's a
it's
lot
a
of
lot, it's a lot,
HBCUs in
right.
Florida. So
If I
Ah,
we
stayed
didn't
in that
say your
state,
name.
exactly.
if I stayed in that state, I
As
would
we
have got
should.
in easily.
Right.
But yeah, you know, just we was trying to navigate, go through, see what we could do, and that's when I guess a few days later, my dad was like, "Well, you know, you can't really do nothing about it because we was emailing, we was calling, we even called a representative, and he was like, well, all you can do is retake it, but you would have got in." But yeah, just trying to get through it, and I only applied maybe to like 3, 4 universities, so it wasn't really a lot I could choose from, especially with out of state fees.
Mhm.
So we're last minute trying to apply to Georgia schools.
So you didn't want to go in state.
No, I didn't because Georgia doesn't really have.
Wait. Now let's go to spill some more of this. Didn't want to go in state, but we found out later the girl was scared to go far anyway.
I didn't know that till later. Actually, I
But
didn't
then
know
they just
that.
break it down, Jim.
I don't know.
And then just,
Wait,
oh my God,
okay. I didn't know that till later because you know. Well, I'm not saying I'm this type of child, but
Right.
mostly kids they be like, oh, you know, I kind of want to go a good distance, you know, I guess to I don't know, but some people don't really want to stay close to home. So I was like, you know, the school's not that far away; it's only a few hours, so I think I'll be good. But then later in my journey, I figured out, you know, I don't really want to go nowhere, so I'm good with the school I'm at because it's a good drive.
Okay. Dose of truth.
Right.
Sometimes we think we want something, but God knows better for us.
Yes, I was actually going to say that too. This was really a blessing in disguise because I probably would not have been really good going to that school because it was so far, and then it was a whole new journey, and yeah, all that.
So good. Because here's the thing, like, and you can see it as a blessing in disguise. Now, in that
Right.
moment,
In
it
that
didn't
moment,
feel
I
like that.
didn't
Like,
see
it
nothing.
felt
I saw
devastating.
red.
Right.
Yeah.
Like her shirt
Listen.
and your hair.
Right.
Oh, I was on fire. Yeah.
Yeah, but now looking back, it's like, thank you, God, for real, because I definitely would have been throwing up every day being homesick because I can't just pop up like I can now.
Right.
It would have been a lot.
And I think I walked in your room one day and we talked about
And
it.
I had another breakdown.
And she was having a breakdown like, hey, you good? You know, you finna go to school? And she's like,
are
what
you
I
ready?
realized, so this is how I think I
This
realized
was
it.
before you realized
Before
she
we
didn't
even
want-
realized that
So before
that
the
university,
acceptance
before
got
they told us
revoked,
no, I realized
it
she
was
wasn't a little
setting
bit ready
in.
before then. Because I walked in your
Oh.
room one day and I was like, oh, you finna go to college? And she would always keep telling me, don't bring it up.
Yeah,
But I'm like, you finna
I
go to
couldn't even
school.
say the word college
Because she would get nervous. And I'm looking like, so, you know me. I'm an investigator by heart. You know, I'm nosy, all this stuff, y'all. My
You don't
history.
miss body
I
language
don't,
and
listen, I don't.
he's reading the room.
I can't help it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
right.
and I'm looking just like, why they did that? So every time somebody makes a noise, a body moving, anything. So when I was asking, like, okay, you going to college? And after about the third time, she was like, all right, don't bring it. I said, my baby's scared to go to school. I was like, and I was like, and I didn't mess with her about it, I didn't say nothing, but I remember we talked about it. She's like, yeah, Daddy, I'm a little nervous. You know, I'm just so used to being close, this and that. And we didn't even hear this news from the school. I'm gonna try my best not to say it.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
gonna bleep
gonna
it
try
out.
too.
I'll
Yeah,
bleep
we
it
can
out for
bleep
you.
it out.
Bleep it out. Yeah.
I try to. We been trying to say our jobs before our show dropped in one of the episodes, and it sounded like I said F word too. Like, didn't know what I said. Good job. But anyway, so we doing that, and she didn't want to go to Georgia school, so we didn't apply for anywhere in Georgia. Why? Because this is the part of God's will, and do we trust God? Y'all, we have faith in the house that I feel like we got some, and it's because of Jesus. It's not like we just got this solid faith. No, since He believed in that He can do anything, then I believe that your faith is solid. So I'm gonna grab onto that, right? So we just knew it's gonna work out.
Yeah.
We just knew the money gonna come from somewhere. It's gonna work out. I know out of state, and people probably say, "Oh, you're unrealistic." You call it what you want. God is the realistic. He is the reason for the reality.
Yeah.
So when people say unrealistic, well, what's reality? Because when you read the Bible, there's some things that happen in the Bible that makes absolutely no sense.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if this be true, which I wholeheartedly believe, especially y'all, in time you better read that Bible if you get nervous because it's in there. It's in there. I'm telling you, word for word of what's going on. So that'll calm you down. But we just knew God got it. And when that hit the house, y'all, even LJ, her little brother who don't get emotional about stuff, was mad.
Yeah.
LJ was mad. You know LJ.
Yeah.
They had everybody mad. Like, I'm talking about people from that he knew, his coworkers. Like, it was just everybody.
Right.
Alumni to that school.
Right.
I'm talking about
Alumni
people was
emailing
hot. They
people.
calling chapters and presidents and all, and everybody getting the same thing. Oh, and they would call me back. I can't believe them. And I'm like, ain't nothing I can do.
But so here's the other thing. Listen, lots of doses of truth in there.
Right, let's drop it.
So when you keep pushing for something and you keep hitting the wall and it's not moving, it's the ability to step back and say, okay, Lord, you've closed this door for a reason. Nothing I'm trying is working, huh?
That's a mature way to say it.
Yeah, I had to start thinking about it like that because everybody trying and I'm getting all these no's. So I'm like, even I think Auntie Lacey said that. She called me and she was like, well, it might be a sign that it's just not for you. And I was like, you're right, Auntie. Like,
Okay, so back to the I'm scared, and we want to admit we were scared. So was any little teensy bit of you relieved when you got that?
Not gonna lie, I think in that moment, no. But later on, as I thought about it, it started to set in like, okay, that was what was best for me because I literally deal with them every day. Like I can't go from every day to hours and then not seeing them for weeks. But I knew I was gonna months. And I knew I was gonna get over it because, as you said, whenever somebody bring up college, I would literally get so scared and just cry if I heard college. But it went from being scared about college, got over that, to him saying, oh, I can't be a parent, I'm be a mentor. I was scared about that. And then now it's like, he's like, you're an adult now.
Right.
I know I'm going to get over that. Right. So it's just, little steps and stools that I know I can overcome.
And to explain that for y'all, think I'm throwing my daughter out to the wolves because I ain't.
He's not.
I believe at some point in all of our children's lives, any young adult's lives, that they may view us as a mom, dad, uncle, auntie, we have to remove the parenting and we get into advising. We become advisors because you can't tell them what to do no more. You know what I mean? Even at some point when they're in your house, it's almost best to start advising. Yeah. I don't know why that works. Me and my oldest boy, I love T. Howard. T. Howard, but all this gray hair, it's all of his over here. Love T. Howard. But it's like the moment I said, you're gonna be my mentee, I'm gonna be your mentor. I'll tell you when I'm gonna be dad, because I say I'm gonna be your father for a second. Man, we can talk now. Yeah. Easy. Tyrell been different. I was like, we almost like, this Tyrell. Right. You know what I mean? So and it's just like this easiness and smoothness. And I'm trying to do the same approach with my younger one. Now he's still 16. I have to still parent, but he's such a different one that logic almost just works with him. Yeah. And we have to bring him on the show another time. I love you, LJ. You watch this. Probably ain't gonna watch you play a video game. But I want to take that advising role because I wanted her to know that I'm not gonna be able to tell you what to do in college.
Yeah. And I think sometimes, we've talked about this, I'm not a parent yet, but as a therapist, I've seen sometimes parents don't want to make that transition, and it puts strain on the relationship because you don't allow or trust what you put in them enough to allow them to kind of bump themselves, knowing that everybody has those moments. You know what I'm saying? So that's wisdom.
And that's why that night it had to be Holy Spirit. The approach I took was actually it was for a couple of days. I think I let you write up for at least 2 days. I ain't say nothing about it other than all right, that's it. But I knew by day 3, 4, I'm like, all right, let go, dog. What we gotta do is time to get rolling.
Me still being emotional, not wanting to hear nothing. He was, trying to motivate me, push through because life didn't end right there. Like,
but talk to me as a parent, so as a child going through that, and I want you to be brutally honest. How did I do in that moment for you?
Okay, all honesty.
All honesty, I ain't get mad.
I was still emotional, so I still didn't want to hear nothing. But looking back, it was just him trying to approach me and comfort me and trying to push me on to the next. Because, like I said, life didn't end right there. I still have to figure out what I'm going to do. Yeah, what comes next. So I think I appreciate it now. Looking back,
did I give you some time to process, or you think I still came into?
No, you didn't.
Because normally I'm the type because I can
okay,
process.
what we gonna do? You can't do nothing about it right now. Let's go.
Because I can go through emergencies, and this is from my background, and I do believe from how God made me. I can think through the most chaotic situation and process. All right, this is what we got to do.
Yeah,
and it don't really bother me. Everybody don't work like that. And I had to remind myself because my wife don't work like that. You know what I mean? I might be the only one in the house to work like that. Honestly, and I think sometimes everybody else is like, I need a moment. She may work like that a little bit, but then she'll cry about it later. Yeah. When she realized what she did. Oh God, I made it do it. But so I had to, y'all, it was hard because I wanted to solve the problem. I'm the daddy. I'm the protector. I'm supposed to solve the problem. What got me more mad is that I couldn't solve this problem. And so the reason why I say that was a mature way to say it, when you're like, maybe this ain't for me, maybe God is saying something. You keep pushing, and nothing happening. Well, see, you said it the mature way. I'm still 45 and immature at times. I was like, these MFs ain't gonna get no money from me. So that's why I stopped. I was so mad. And I said MF. I ain't said real. I may have said it by that time. I might jump by that time. I may let about 5 or 6 go a year. 10 maybe. I may pass 10 that month.
Church. Pray for me.
Yes, Lord. But so because I wanted to solve it. But then we pivoted. But shoot, even before we pivoted fully for the in-state schools, you remember the other university? What happened?
Pursue the other university.
It was in Alabama. Do you remember?
I remember. I don't know why.
So we were. So here go to another thing, y'all. So this is a full life pivot. Number 1 was the one in Florida. Number 2 was and it was a loose 2, but it was in Alabama. HBCUs. You figure it out. You won't, because we ain't gonna say the name. So we were about to pay for housing. We were about to say, hey, make sure it's not summer session this fall. We called down there. These ninjas say, we don't see you in our system.
I forgot
about that.
Not me.
I do remember.
Not me. I said,
see one number God, because I literally we sent our application money.
I was about to drop
application.
That no refund. Because you don't get the refund back for the
they was gonna get some refund.
I was about to press
we ride that dime.
No. And when they said that, I said, duly noted. They're off the list. I said, and where she ended up going, you were what? Totally against it, weren't you?
Oh my goodness. Literally, I told everybody I will never say never. I did multiple times. I said I will never go to this school.
Sense of humor.
This is my last choice. If I go to this school, that means I said I would never. And people still bring it up to this day that I said that. Is low key embarrassing. But you gotta push past it.
It's gonna be amazing. Because you know who did the same thing in high school? You just reminded me. My senior, actually my junior, my boy Wayne Favors, he amazing athlete. Oh my God, this boy was amazing. Him and his whole family was amazing athletes. Come Trail, TY. Wayne got in some trouble here and there. So Wayne couldn't go, he was getting recruited by everybody. Florida State, just everywhere. Test scores weren't great, so he ended up having to go to Youngstown State. And we got in an argument around signing day, his signing day. And I was like, so what? No, and I was bad mouthing, talking stupid. And I know this hurt him. And when I apologize to his day. But I was like, look where you going? Youngstown State. I'll never go to a school like that.
Woo.
I bet the heavens said, "Hey, go ahead and add them for
Right, that's what God
Young
Young
did.
Life State in 1998, please." Yo, oh, I felt so bad, and then I forgot about it. So ended up going on a recruiting trip.
Oh God.
And when I signed and went up there, we get dropped off or whatever. And it's funny because me and Wayne was roommates. We're still cool. And we like Green. He reminded me, he said, "Hey, remember the junior year, my senior, everything didn't work out for me. I had to come here." He was like, "You'll never come here." He's like, "Bro, that hurt." Welcome to Youngstown. I was like,
Yeah.
But y'all, do like what she just said. What you telling people to never do?
Don't say
Never
never.
say
Like
never.
literally take it out of your
I have learned.
because God will.
It's almost like he'll intentionally say, "No one tells me what to do."
Right.
This wasn't even on your plan to do this, Lord. But guess what? Since you think you're God, because essentially, when we say this will never happen,
Right.
we're literally telling him what he can't do.
Right.
I like when people tell me and my family what we can't do now,
Mm-hmm.
because every single time it has worked out for us.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all will never get this truck. Thank you so much. That truck.
For a minute.
Oh my goodness. It just happens. So that's one of the best advice I would say, y'all. And I know people gonna be able to say, "Oh, whatever." Play God you want to.
Yeah.
And if you want to try it,
Right.
by all means.
Listen,
Our email is
I've been humbled by the never
activatedcubic
before.
@gmail.com. That's how that works out for you.
Yeah.
But that's so dangerous because here again, what you said you would never do, and I experienced it. I don't know why it didn't dawn on me till you just said that just now. Like, oh, I did the same thing. Is it low key my fault? Oh well. But so you said never. I forced you to apply there. Now let's pick up from you applied for the 2 in-state Georgia schools. We were trying to apply everywhere. We applied South Carolina University, Kentucky. We were trying, whoever was open, because it was like March. It was
almost everybody was closed.
Yeah, first week of March.
We trying to scramble, see who applications is open, who can I get in, and then the housing is another thing. So we applying. My first choice was another school in Georgia, and we was about to go for that, but then my close homegirl called and she was like, "Oh, I'm going."
Yeah, you can drop the name.
You can say the name.
Okay.
We talk about them in a good light.
Right.
Okay,
yeah. So I was going to go to West Georgia, but then my homegirl Kennedy called. She said she was going to Kennesaw. So she was like, we could try to be roommates. I was like,
that's not how that happened.
Yes, that is.
No, it isn't. I saw y'all upstairs in your room, and I'm like, "Hey, girls, how's school going? What's going on?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm going to KSU." I'm like, "Kid, ain't you going there?" And then right there, y'all like, "Oh, okay, we could probably be roommates, y'all."
Oh, okay, yes.
See? So I get on them. These girls have known each other for a while, and they're some good young ladies, man. So and they crazy. They do some crazy stuff. And I tell you, they are funny. But so I'm like, "Why you don't talk about college?" We just don't. I'm like, "Y'all finna go to the same school." But go ahead, you pick it up because I knew that wasn't the right part.
Yeah, sorry. But yeah, so then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go there. So then we what did we take a tour?
No, so you put in for housing first.
Right, I put in
paid for housing ASAP
because Kennesaw housing is like almost impossible.
Notorious for putting people on the wait list.
People are still on the wait list. High numbers, even the upper class. But anyways, so we're applying to Kennesaw March. We gotta wait to.
And you weren't even sold on going there yet until you heard Ken going there. And you're like, okay,
this might be a better experience, right? Because I know somebody. Well, Kennesaw is a school that a lot of people from your school go to, so that's also why I said I'll never go there because it's like high school 2.0. That's what people call it. But anyways, so we applied to the school. We gotta wait to hear back. Then we hear back. We gotta hurry up and apply for housing so we can stay somewhere. So I get back that I have a place to stay. So Kennedy's best friend Mariah knows somebody in like the room and housing thing. So we were all able to room together, and we got like a mini apartment, Right. So that's good too. But just that whole process, like it really worked out in the end because we took a little tour. I really like the school. They have a lot of opportunities, and I'm gonna be able to get my career and make a lot of money.
What you gonna be studying?
Exercise science. Okay. I'm going to be a doctor.
Yeah, Dr. Green, physical therapist.
Yes.
Do some physical therapy.
Right.
Listen, so we took a trip to go out to the school because we were supposed to go to West Georgia. And she, y'all, when I tell you she was so against Kennesaw State, I'm not going there. I said, "Baby, apply." "I don't want to apply." I said, "I'm paying for it. Just apply." Just apply. And I told her, just in case. So West Georgia accepted her first in Kennesaw. and we were supposed to take a trip to West Georgia. I think the weather was terrible. Spring break. It was in April because I was off the whole week, and we didn't go because the weather was terrible. Spring break, so we didn't do it. And then, dang, it was April. That's why we missed all the in college scholarships. Okay.
Yeah,
So
we missed all that too.
yeah, all right, God got to watch. Y'all don't wait to hear this, the end of this. So we planned a trip, me, her, and LJ, youngest seed, and but all the orientations are booked. Like we can't, not
all the
orientations, the tours. Yeah, the tours are booked. So we're like, well, let's just go out there and ride around the campus, see if you like the campus. Because I said, from what I remember, I heard it's a nice campus. All right, Daddy, we'll go ride around the campus. So now, mind you, she already said I'll go because a friend go. But when I tell you, it was like,
I was so
and it was a
like,
one-year
and
plan.
I'm not gonna lie though, through this whole situation, like this whole thing in my head, I'm like, bro, I'm gonna just get a job. I don't even want to go to college no more.
Wow, I didn't know that part.
Yeah, I did.
And I kept telling us a 1 year plan, 1 year.
Yeah,
Where
he
you
was
wanna
like,
go?
you can
It's
transfer.
just
I
1
was
year.
like, bro,
Buckle
this
down
gonna
for 1
be
year.
the most hardest, depressing year ever. But it's not going to be.
Right.
This is Nate.
Right, and it's not because your mindset different now.
Right.
So we went out to the school. And I was like, let's go to the admissions office. Let's act like we checking on your account and maybe at least look in the building and see what happens. So I said, go talk to the people. I had to use the bathroom because I'm like a 5-year-old. I can use the bathroom until we drive somewhere. So the lady like, oh, the account's fine. So I'm going to play them like, oh yeah, I really wish we could have did a tour. The lady's like, oh, we got 1 o'clock coming up. It's like 12:20. You want to go on that one? I'm like, absolutely.
Yeah,
she started giving all the swag and stuff and get ready for the tour. Now talk to us about the tour and when you started really feeling like this is it.
Okay, so before we went on the tour, we went to Wendy's. So I will never go back to that Wendy's because they took forever.
Oh
It was
my
late,
goodness.
like 15 minutes late for the tour. But okay, anyways, we going on the tour. We walking around. I'm looking. I'm like, right, I'm walking. I'm looking at the campus because this is actually my first official tour. Like I toured my first university I wanted to go to, but it wasn't official. It was my aunties and my uncle toured me. But this is my first like official tour. So they're showing me all the ins and outs, and they're, of course, talking up the school. But they were saying like about the exercise science and physical therapy, like and how you get internships, and it's like a 98% rate that you will get a guaranteed job. And that was really like, okay, this is actually a good school, even though people say that, Kennesaw is like another high school. But it's really not. They have a lot of like good amenities. Really the gym, that's what showed me. Because yeah, that gym is nice. And yeah, it was just really that. And they have a lot of like nice outdoor looking areas. And then apparently they got like a really good like dining hall. I like the right. It was really it was really good. We tore that up. But yeah, it was just that. And then he said one of the tours was like, they have like the top something in healthcare thing where like the big schools only like 1 or 2 or something like that. They show them how to actually use the physical therapy equipment. So I was like, oh, that's good because a lot of other schools don't do that, and I actually need to learn how to use that if I want to be a physical therapist. So I was like, okay, this is actually going to set me up for my future and what I want to do. So I really liked it.
So when did it click though? When did it click? Because at some point I remember this excitement. It came to me like, yeah, I want to come here. Like, because the buildings, everything looked new, just the landscape, and it was just beautiful out there. And I was just trying to watch and read her because I just kept saying, I just hope you take this positive. Right? I just hope she be positive about this. I know when she saw the gym, she was like, damn, bro.
Listen.
We'll bleep that out. The university got nothing on this.
Yeah.
What time did I do that? So, but like, do you remember when you just felt like this is worth it?
Actually, that morning when I think I got the housing email that morning. We went to go on the went to the school, and I saw what kind of housing like with the other universities. You gonna be looking at somebody.
Oh yeah, you did get the housing, but you didn't know who you was rooming with.
Yeah. No. I don't know. I think we figured it out that night.
Because the guy was like, "Hey, you got in for housing. You just got to try to select your roommate, but it may be past that deadline to try to select your friend."
Like that. Well, I figured out I got housing, so I was like, okay, this
which is crazy,
right? Because we thought we was.
Because I just heard you say that upperclassmen are still on the wait list, and you got your own bathroom.
That part. We got a little mini suite.
Listen, I had a little shower caddy. I had to go down the hallway and share it with a whole bunch of people. Spoiled.
So not only did God show grace, y'all, to get off the waiting list and immediately get a room where she was initially going to have to pick her roommates, But then all of a sudden, God let them know whoever they knew to where now two girls that she's very familiar with, they're rooming together. Now talk to us about the room setup. What do y'all share?
The family room, the kitchen, and the laundry room.
And that's it. Got your own bedroom,
own bathroom, closet.
Y'all.
Then I could bring my car. No, freshmen can't really bring cars, so
right.
I'm bringing a whip, and I'm bringing my fish.
Listen, and she round the corner so she can come home and visit and yes,
right. Still get
because your daddy was like, I don't know who's gonna do my hair.
Right.
Like he was about to be, and now you're doing Andre hair. Listen, keep them together, Q, please.
Right, right.
So here's the thing. This is something, and it's the second time that it's kind of came up. The ease versus the push.
That's good.
So like you're striving, people are calling, people trying to get people to change their mind. No, 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 no. And then you go here and things are just falling into place. You get housing when people aren't getting housing. You get to pick who your roommate is. You have a setup where not only because where you were going ain't really no professional teams there for you to be working with, but being here in the Metro Atlanta area, like you have access to all kinds of teams and access to things and partnerships and things of that nature. But I just didn't want us to miss, like, sometimes when things are meant for you, it's the ease of things kind of coming together for you and not having to strive, but more like you're striding, like you're just walking into what God had for you. And that's not to say that you were wrong to want what you wanted or to even imagine that for yourself. But sometimes it's 2020. Hindsight is always 2020. When we look back, we realize in those moments, God knew better for me than I knew for myself. I couldn't see that for me. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. But that only comes in time. And listen, we still have moments like that in life where you're like, well, I thought I was going this way. Listen, your daddy still be resisting me when I be like, but what about if you gotta work a little longer? And he's like ready to like flip the table or whatever.
But I be thinking about flipping the whole building.
But the thing is, because that's the human experience. Sometimes we do have certain desires. I remember, and I don't know if I said this to you or if it was somebody else I was talking to. So one time they were interviewing Oprah, and we know Oprah is huge in the like. She was talking about how she never envisioned any of that for herself. And her exact words were, God dreamed a bigger dream than I could have dreamed for myself.
And what you just shared in scripture, when it comes to pushing versus the ease, the relationship that we're supposed to have with God, that we talked about before, we don't build, God built everything. God did everything. Christ came down and did everything. And there's this, we're recipients. And we're put in position to be recipients of this amazing life that will have struggles, that will have trials. A lot of them, I feel like, are very intentional by God. Even when we think, oh, I'm making these dumb choices, there are some things that I feel like God calls because he knows our reaction. And you got to go through this because I need you to go through this because what you have over here, you got to get prepared. I heard Prophet Lovey in one of his messages. I listened to one of they break their messages down so I was going to a podcast. He was sharing about Adam and Eve. He said, y'all, let me ask y'all a question. Why do you think God didn't tell Adam, hey, whenever you're ready for like a homegirl, your little helpmate, just let me know. I go and pull out of yourself and you have her. And of course nobody knew the answer. He's like, because God wanted to have Adam get to the point to where he was yearning for something that he wanted and he would value and appreciate it. And if you're struggling with life, y'all, I promise you right now, keep going and growing through it because what God will do with your current struggle, test, trial, or tribulation will be absolutely amazing. And I know it probably sucks. Trust me, I understand some of the suck because I'm presently in one. I also understand it's going to be absolutely amazing, and it can be now if we change up our perception. I don't hate my job as much as I used to. Still hate it. I don't want to do it. Take up too much time. But I'm understanding that there are some things that I still got to grow through out there to be ready for the life that I say I want. That God probably even dreamed bigger than what I can even dream for. Right. You know what I mean? So with you, man, you end up going to a place that has a 98 percentile placement rate.
You know how amazing that is?
You know what I mean? For a career that, and then she She never even grew up talking about she want to be a doctor, y'all. She leaves and y'all got to start calling me doctor a little early so I can get used to it. So my last question for you, and we're gonna wrap this up. What's the biggest learning lesson that you took from that you're taking or took from this?
I would say my biggest lesson now would be to just, I know you're not going to do it in the present situation, but just trust God. That's literally all you can do. Even through your everyday life, all you can do is trust God. Like, looking back, even now, I'd be like, if it happens, it happens. I'm just gonna do what God want me to do. If it's in His will, it's gonna happen. Ain't nobody but God let it happen. So it's literally all revolves around God.
Let's pull a little bit more out of that. So I always like to challenge you. What does it mean to you to trust God? Because some people hear that. So a lot of people say, "Oh, you need a Jesus, baby," or just this. And a lot of people, well, I don't know how to do that. How did you actually act out trusting God? Tough one.
Yeah.
So can I offer something and see if it
Yes.
fits? Okay. I think maybe, and it goes back to something you said, like this was probably one of your biggest stretches of trusting God and having to trust Him with something so important to you. And now you're looking back and understanding that the trust, that's what it would have taken. You get what I'm saying? Like maybe in the process you didn't know I gotta trust God, but now when you look back, you're like, oh, now I see how God worked this thing out, how He brought it together. Okay, I can trust Him. He looking out for me. You get what I'm saying? And so I was gonna actually challenge you to look back at the lessons and pray. Ask Holy Spirit, show me what do you want me to take away from this? Because there's always, and there's multiple lessons in this. Like we've given so many doses of truth or whatever, but make note of those internally within your spirit. Like, okay, I was trying to make something happen that wasn't what God had for me. So when I push up against resistance, maybe I need to slow down a little bit and say, God, is this what you want from me? Or did I bypass you? Did I even consult you? We talked about that. Did I even talk to you in regards to something that I did? Did I hear from you? Let it slow you down. You get what I'm saying? But like those moments where you can kind of like look back and say, here's the lesson. Holy Spirit, what do you want me to take away from this? What were you trying to show me, reveal to me through taking me through this life circumstance?
Because our resistance is not necessarily one to bow out to. I'm an old football guy. I envision for those of y'all who may not know football, you got a D lineman running the O lineman, and they're going to meet resistance. The O lineman is not going to let the D lineman go to where the D lineman wants to go, which is the quarterback. And now he has this resistance that he's pushing with everything he has. But at some point, there's somewhere to the right, there's somewhere to the left that he can try to slide through and do something different, although he's still pushing. You ain't gonna be able to bulldoze everybody. And sometimes they have to finesse, to get to where they go. And I feel like with this, that finessing a lot of times is when you see that I can't bulldoze this. It's not that you necessarily give up. Because the goal is college. The goal is a 4-year degree. The goal is to get your doctorate. The goal is to be a physical therapist. It wasn't necessarily, it had to be in one place. So you hit that resistance, and I had to hit a swim move, and look what God allowed to happen. The quarterback just so happened to be rolling out where I'm at, and I got the sack. You didn't make the quarterback run over there. Like God let these things happen, y'all. Trusting God is this. Believing that He can. Even when your mind, your body, your soul is saying it ain't good, it ain't gonna work out. You just actually keep telling yourself, I know He can. I know He can. And that eventually will start altering your actions, because your actions get altered when your belief gets solidified.
Yeah. And trusting His love for you or whatever, and that He wants what's best for you. And sometimes His best may not be what we imagine for ourselves, but we can trust Him because He's a good God.
Absolutely. Good and great, guys. So, y'all, we appreciate you, man. Like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff, man. Activate the truth and doses. I'm LeVar Remus. I stay mad.
I'm your resident therapist, Jill Jackson.
And our guest here. Before we go, let them know where they can find you on social media. You got your hair done and everything. Who did it?
Yes, I did it.
Okay.
Hair with Kiowa, HAIRWKIOWA. KIAWAH. And then my main Instagram is Kill with Shavaria. Kill with Shavaria with 2 A's.
Yeah, show her some love, y'all. And for those y'all on that college campus, pay my daughter to your hair.
Yes.
I am reasonable with my prices.
She will get you together
Do
and
men
keep you
and
together.
women here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I will say this: we are very, very proud of you, and KSU is getting an amazing young woman. We can't wait to see what God does with you. We love you.
All right, y'all. God bless.
Take care.